Today on League of Science, we examine what exactly is movement speed, how fast do the fastest champions actually go, and how does the fastest man in the world match up on the Rift. Stay tuned as we find out on League of Science. Before we begin, we have to ask a very important question. That question is, what is a unit? And what is a unit's measurement in real life? In League of Legends, a unit is their unit of measurement. Just like our units of measurements are meters, yards, feet, inches, they use units. To define a unit in terms that can be applied to our systems of measurements, I had to do some research. And our researchers found the following. Teemo is 100 units, and the best findings for Teemo's size is about 0.9 meters. We decided to make Teemo 1 meter just to make calculations easier. So with that information and assumption, we can determine that 100 units is equal to 1 meter, which means that 1 unit equals 1 centimeter. Now that we have something to compare to the real world, we can start jumping into the questions we want to answer. What is movement speed? Movement speed is the rate of units a champion moves per second in the game. The unit of distance, remember, is called a unit. As an example, Master Yi, who has a base movement speed of 355, travels 355 units a second. As we discussed, 1 unit is 1 centimeter. So Master Yi is traveling at 3.55 meters a second, or 7.94 miles per hour. The slowest champion in League is Anivia, who has a movement speed of 325, which means she is traveling at 3.25 meters per second or 7.27 miles per hour. To put into context, the average person will jog at 6 miles per hour or 9.66 kilometers per hour, a movement speed of 268. Doesn't look like we are going to be dodging any skill shots soon. Some constant speeds in the real world converted to movement speed in LoL include the speed of sound, which would be 34,029 movement speed, and the speed of light would be 29,979,245,800 movement speed. Now that we have defined what is movement speed and how that correlates in LoL and the real world, we can take a look at the fastest champs and see how fast do they really go. The third fastest champion, without any help and just full item build, is Master Yi. In the LoL lab, we were able to clock this carcinogen at 1,662 movement speed. That's 16.62 meters a second, or 37.17 miles per hour. If Yi was to enter the NFL Combine and run a 40-yard dash, he would have ran a 2.2 second 40-yard dash. God damn, can you imagine seeing a man with a sword running at you at 37.17 miles per hour? The second fastest champ that we brought to the LoL lab is Hecarim. Hecarim was clocked at a maximum speed of 2,841 movement speed, or 28.41 meters per second, or 63.55 miles per hour. That's a 1.29 second 40-yard dash. The largest horse in history was recorded at 1,500 kilograms, or about 3,300 pounds. If we use this as just a minimum weight for Hecarim, which for sure he weighs more if he wasn't a spectral being, we could calculate that at those speeds, Hecarim is hitting a standing still target with a force of 33,000 newtons. That is almost 7,426 pounds of force. Finally, our fastest champion that we could find, and though we did not clock it ourselves, we want to thank Vane Gaming TV for their video evidence of giving Rammus up to 9,234 movement speed. That's 92.34 meters per second, or just about 206.56 miles per hour. That's a 0.4 second 40-yard dash. That is faster than any passenger train in the US. In fact, that is faster than the bullet train. Rammus runs away with our fastest champ. Although to reach peak speed he needed some help from some allies, we are still going to give him the crown of fastest on the Rift. So how does the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, match up on the Rift? Usain Bolt has been clocked at speeds of 44.72 kilometers an hour, or just about 27.8 miles per hour. This means he could have a maximum in-game movement speed of 1,227. Not too shabby for a man among legends. Time for our bonus facts. The distance from obelisk to obelisk is 19,000 units, or about 190 meters, or 207.87 yards. This is just under 2 football fields, or 2 soccer pitches, or just over 10 bowling lanes, or about 1,294 hot dogs butt to butt. That is a lot of hot dogs. We at League of Science want to make sure we thank our resources. We want to give a shout out to Vane Gaming TV for their hard work and their video of Rammus top speeds. We also would like to thank Reddit user Gail Harvest for his measurements of League of Legends. And I personally want to thank Tom Hanks. Great movies. Keep it up, Hank. All references and links can be found in the description down below. Thanks for tuning into today's episode of League of Science. We hope to see you next time, where we tackle more science questions within League of Legends. If you like this kind of content, please let us know by liking this video. Make sure to comment your science questions you want answered down below. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to this channel and get notifications of when the next episode of League of Science will drop. Till next time, I'm Buice signing off and saying, get good!